hope that you guys enjoyed watching that little clip of me creating this eye look here. I will talk more about the palette towards the end of the video. There is going to be swatches inserted so you can see what the shadows look like, and you'll hear my thoughts on what I think about the palette. Now, I did want to test out this LA Girl Pro Sponge. I don't think that I've seen any videos on this, so I'm going to go ahead and test out this sponge. This is from LA Girl. It's the Pro Sponge, and it comes with a stand, so I think that's really cool. Then I'm going to take it out of the packaging, show you what it looks like before I wet it. Okay, so it comes with this stand, and it has the little LA Girl embellishment all the way around, which I think is really cool. I like that brands are now starting to come out with little stands for their sponges. This sponge does feel kind of like hard, so hopefully it does soften up when we do wet it. But this is what it looks like up close. It has the embellishment there as well, their logo on the sponge. I'm gonna go ahead and wet the sponge. It does feel kind of like stiff, so I don't know, let's see how it works out, but I'll be right back. So the sponge did increase in size. It still feels kind of stiff. It did soften up just a bit, just a little bit, not too much, but it does feel stiff still. So we're gonna go ahead and test it out. So for today's foundation, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. This is a great foundation. It does really give you a flawless look to your skin. I would say it's a medium buildable, like depending on the layers you put. I really don't like to double or triple up on my layering of foundation, but if you like that, then I mean, go ahead and layer it up. I'm probably going to go up to a second layer, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But make sure that you let your layers dry in between, so that way you can get that buildable coverage that you need. For primer, I'm using the I Love Revolution Peach Delight mattifying primer. So this is what it looks like. I hauled this, I think, in one of my videos. Alright, so I'm going to take a couple of pumps in the back of my hand. This foundation, the pump is not like the greatest, but it's better than a lot of the pumps I've come across like in the past. So right off the bat, this sponge is very stiff, and I feel like it's soaking up the product. Like it's giving me very, very light coverage, and this foundation usually will give you like a medium coverage. Rub it in. I want to get the most coverage I can with just one layer, but if I have to, I will go in with the second layer. I don't like this sponge, I can already tell you that. I don't like it at all. Do you hear that? It's like so hard. So I'm going to go ahead and let this dry, and then I'm going to apply a second layer of foundation to see if I can get it to be a little bit more full coverage, because like more on the full coverage side, just because of the fact that I do have some blemishes like peeking through that I want to cover up. So I'm going to try the little slanted side and see if maybe it's better. That it's not better. Alright, so for concealer today, I'm going to be using the COVERGIRL TRUBLEND Undercover concealer. I haven't used this concealer in such a long time. It is a full coverage concealer, so let's see if the sponge will take away from the fullness of this concealer, because if it does, then you know this sponge sucks and we just gotta toss it. So as far as the sponge goes, this is a very stiff sponge. I do not like it at all whatsoever. It's so hard. It's like too hard to use on your skin. I would just stick to the AOA Paw Paw blenders, the teardrop ones. Those are really good and they're very inexpensive. I do have a Shop Miss A haul coming for you guys because I did order some stuff. It's not like a huge haul, but it's like, you know, a mini haul. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face off camera, and then I'll be back to talk to you about the sponge and the palette that we used today. Okay, you guys, so this is the final look. Not like too crazy about it. I feel like it's too much makeup for me. I feel like it's very grungy. I think that what kind of makes it look very, very like dramatic and grungy are the lashes. I do love these lashes, but for this look I am just not enjoying the look. I'm gonna go ahead and like share my thoughts with you guys on this palette and on this sponge. So you guys heard what I had to say about this sponge. This sponge like literally is like too hard for the skin. Like it doesn't pounce, it literally like plops or something. It's like so hard, and I don't recommend this sponge. Don't spend your money, save your coin, buy yourself some sponges off of Shop Miss A. I'm telling you, they're the best. I will go ahead and link them down below, and they're really, really inexpensive. As far as this palette goes, I'm not the biggest fan. You guys know that I do love a good warm tone palette, but for me, I feel like the mattes are very, very dry. I mean, they do blend out. They blend out pretty nicely, but I did have trouble with the, I think it was like the red ones. Was it, I don't know if it was Charisma or Rival, but one of them was just like hard to blend out. It started to get patchy on me. I had to go back in and fill it in with the shimmer shade. You get 5 matte shades. You get 3 metallic shades, and then the matte shimmer shade. I am not the biggest fan of this palette. I think that it's you don't need this in your collection, or at least I feel like I don't need it in my collection. You guys know that I love warm shades, warm tone shade, warm eyeshadow looks. Those are like my go-to when I want to wear like, you know, a good eyeshadow look. I always go for warm, like a warm look, and for some reason I just don't like this one. The packaging is beautiful. It's very, very, it has a lot of patterns, a lot of flowers. It's very, very beautiful. It's such a pretty packaging. I'm not gonna lie, they did do a really good job with this packaging. I just not a fan of the eyeshadow palette. I think that maybe this would have been great to use like for some Halloween eyeshadow looks or something, but to use on an everyday basis, I'm not the biggest fan. Me personally, I think that you should save your money. I have used other Colourpop eyeshadow palettes. I even have the Bare Essentials palette, and that palette is beautiful. It works wonderful. Like, I love that palette. If you're gonna get a palette, you might as well invest in that one than investing in this one. I mean, the shades are pretty, but it's not, to me, it's not like a great palette. The yellow was kind of dry, like actually really dry, like when I was blending it out. I feel like the best way to use this is if you pack the eyeshadow on and then blend it out, but even then you're gonna have a hard time, like just gonna sit there a little while and be blending. So that's those are my thoughts on this palette. I don't think you need this palette. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the swatches now. Alright, you guys, thank you for tuning in and watching this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will be seeing you guys in my next video.